Tarantino movies. But Chris?
Well, last week we were talking about Jackie Brown, and I said that Jackie Brown is my all-time favorite Tarantino movie, and I don't think I will like a Tarantino movie as much as I love Jackie Brown, but Inglourious Basterds is a very close fucking second to my favorite Tarantino movie. And personal stories, I got to see it a little bit early because they were screening it for Comic-Con.
Yeah.
And I had to run it for the studio before they even screened it for the audience.
Okay.
So I got a chance to see it early.
Did you watch it then too?
Yeah.
Very nice.
Nice.
Yeah, so that was really cool, and being a longtime projectionist, I was really excited that Shoshana was a projectionist in the movie.
Yeah.
And I thought that was really cool, and for all those who are wondering, yes, like, film was highly flammable. Silver nitrate film was highly flammable at the time, and I forget when the exact time was they switched over, but film, what they use now is called safety film. It's celluloid acetate, and it doesn't burn. It just melts, like if it gets stuck in front of the lamp. But the thing with using basically the film as tinder for the plant at the end, that's very true. That stuff will burn very quickly.
Wow.
That's my expert opinion for you guys there.
Wes?
Well, I just wanted to say that I'd seen this film, I think 3 or 4 times in the theaters when it came out. I went to the premiere, so I watched it at midnight. The day that came out would have been Thursday night, Friday morning. And I've loved it ever since I seen it the first time. It was, it's very, like, it's structurally weird as all, as all of his films, but he adds the whole different languages aspect.
Yeah.
Where a lot of, some of it's in English, some of it's in German, some of it's in French, right? And I really, really like that because I was like, like, what do they have to go through to kind of, adapt his words to be authentic, you know, that French people or German people are going to watch this and be like, that's really what they're saying,
Yeah.
So there's kind of that technicality in it, and I really like that. And of course, I'm a big Brad Pitt fan, so, and then this was their first collaboration, and I feel like it was perfect. Like, that role was written for him,
yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
And, I mean, he doesn't have what I would call a supporting role in the film, even though Brad Pitt is really in that main section, the bastard section of the film. But this wasn't like Bruce Willis, like in Pulp Fiction, who was like at the height of his fame at the time, but he's really like a smaller supporting character.
yeah.
Or even like De Niro, like in Jackie Brown, is like more of a supporting character. Like Brad Pitt was like front and center, like the main star of this movie, basically.
Yeah.
And he got, Tarantino got Brad Pitt like at the height of his fame. I mean, obviously Christoph Waltz is great in the film.
Yeah, I feel like anything he does is very good.
Yeah.
Especially with Tarantino.
Yeah.
But he's awesome in it. He's so perfect, and the whole opening chapter of the movie is amazing because he's there questioning the farmer,
Signor Labatit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like the tension in that scene,
You could feel it.
it just builds and builds and builds to an almost unbearable level before he gets the information that he wants.
Real quick, I actually used that scene. We were supposed to go through and find like our favorite unique uses of lighting. When I was taking a lighting class because I went to school for film for a little bit, and I picked that opening because of he always uses that weird like source of lighting. So when they're talking and he asks for the milk with the farmer, there's that overhead light that you never really see.
like that
it's
direct,
almost,
that direct
down
light.
on the table, which
Scorsese
I really
does that a lot too.
which I really liked. And then the light that shines down and you can see their eyes through the floorboards.
Yeah.
That's all lighting, whatever. And I really really like that. So I actually used that as an example for. I guess like great lighting or whatever in film.
Okay.
So just a little thing.
The tavern scene kind of builds the tension too. Not as to a level as the opening scene, but when they're in the tavern and
when they're playing the card game, right?
yeah, when they're playing the card game and the SS officer.
That's almost like a rubber band of suspension that they keep they keep bending and bending until it finally explodes. And that is kind of Tarantino is known for doing what's called the Mexican standoff, which is what ends up happening even in Inglourious Basterds or whatever. So I really like that aspect too.
I love the Hugo Stiglitz character, and especially his introduction. Because he gets like his own superimposed title of his name, and it's got like the great the funk tune from Slaughter, the Billy Preston funk tune is like his theme music. And can I have a fact? Sam Jackson is the narrator during that scene.
Oh yeah,
about Hugo Stiglitz.
Doesn't he do all the narration? Like for when they say the film is flammable or whatever. I think that's him too.
He's the narrator. But yeah, I love that character. I love the film because I always felt that it was like really epic.
Oh yeah,
like more so than like any of his other films.
Well, because it's a war film, and there's nothing quite like it that's ever been made, I think. And I think that's epic in itself. And it's like, why did it take that long for somebody to attack the Nazi occupied France like that?
Yeah.
Why? Like I don't I really still to this day don't understand why he's the only person who's really tackled that. You know what I mean? Because it's like you would think that there would be more people who would feel like that, or at least be committed to doing something like this.
Yeah.
And you'll see films, but they're very much grounded in just history. And this is very like him going in and rewriting history, which he's very good at doing. And I don't know, I just really, really like this film, and I feel like if there's any film that's as perfect as Jackie Brown, like you said, I think it's Inglourious Basterds.
Yeah, and I wouldn't fight you on that at all.
That's a movie I have to see. I haven't seen Jackie Brown yet.
Yeah, like that's something that we said in the last week.
Yeah, it's like a movie a lot of people haven't seen. Yeah. That they've seen like all the other Tarantino movies, and
they don't even know that he's done it, or that it's even.
No, yeah, I haven't seen it, but I've. That makes sense. I've seen
you're
the movie.
aware.
I'm aware of the movie.
Yeah.
But I didn't know it was one of his movies. So
See,
that's what a lot of the general public probably.
I feel like it's
that.
very played down, and I don't know if it has to do with because it's an adaptation from a novel, like you were saying. But that's weird because Jackie Brown is very good.
Yeah.
It's very different, but it's just as good as anything else that he's done. So yeah, we should do a shout out for Jackie Brown. Go see Jackie Brown.
Watch Jackie Brown, absolutely.
If you haven't seen it yet and you're listening to this, yes, Jackie Brown is a fucking brilliant film.
No, I don't want to cut you off.
No, go ahead, man.
I just want to throw out there that we've spoken about the music before, and there's I don't know 7 or 8 like pieces of Ennio Morricone music in the film, but Morricone was originally going to score the film completely. Or Quentin Tarantino wanted him to score the film completely, but Morricone was tied up with something else, and he couldn't do it.
Did I say who's in this film yet?
No.
No.
Okay.
Besides Brad Pitt and Christoph Waltz.
So it's starring Brad Pitt, Melanie Laurent, Christoph Waltz, Eli Roth, Michael Fassbender, and Diane Kruger, and Til Schweiger, who plays Hugo Stiglitz.
I think that was like one of the first movies I remember seeing Fassbender in. Was Inglourious Basterds.
That was me too.
Like
he did 300.
He did 300. Okay,
Yeah,
he's got a bit part in, if you ever watched the HBO miniseries Band of Brothers, but like because Tom Hardy's in that too.
Yes,
but because they were like pretty young and they were starting out, they're not in it very much. But I remember his face from 300, from Band of Brothers, excuse me. But Inglourious Basterds was the first time I can remember like seeing him
for a lengthy amount of time. Yeah, but he is in 300. It's just that he has long hair, and it was before he was really he was definitely big, lesser known. Yeah. But he's really good in that too. If you like 300,
Mike Myers was in this movie too.
Yeah, he does a cameo.
Yeah,
and I had just read that he requested he be in this film because his parents were enlisted in that war or something.
Oh, really?
Or like officers in that war, something like that. Yeah, so he felt like a deep connection. With
were his parents British or were they Canadian? So no, he's from Canada.
British.
The British. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Do you guys want to do some Swan facts, or you got something you want to talk about first?
No, we can do Swan facts. That's fine. Chris.
No, absolutely do Swan facts. I got something I'll say, but I'll save that for the very end.
Okay, so. Like we were saying earlier, this is his highest grossing film since Pulp Fiction, which is exciting because I think it's like a very, very strong film. Christoph Waltz actually dubbed his own performance in the German version.
Yeah, I think because he can speak.
Yeah, well, he's big in... He was a German movie star, and Tarantino pulled him over. Which is, real quick... what do you guys think about him kind of dogging on Tarantino lately? Did you guys hear about that interview where he...
Christoph Waltz?
Yeah,
I didn't hear about that.
They asked him... I was very, very surprised about this and kind of let down a little bit because I was like, man, this guy's kind of an asshole. He said, for Hateful Eight, they said, why were you not a part of Hateful Eight? And he responded, I'm not a Tarantino groupie. That's why.
Oh, wow.
So... and they went on to explain a little bit more and things that he said, but I was just like, I felt like he was saying like, I don't need you anymore. Like you've already brought
surpassed
me in.
Him,
yeah.
please.
And now I can do my own thing. But I was kind of like a slap in the face.
Yeah.
Like, really, dude?
See, but I think that those two parts that he's done for Quentin Tarantino have been his best roles since he's been here in the States.
He did do Water for Elephants, which I really liked, but he still does just that, like, kind of asshole villain guy.
What was the Tim Burton movie?
In Green
Big
Hornet?
Eyes. I didn't see Green Hornet.
No, I'm just kidding.
Green Hornet's so bad, dude.
Okay.
Don't waste your time.
Okay.
I was being sarcastic.
There were Tim Burton had a movie a couple years ago called Big Eyes.
Yes.
With Amy Adams and Christoph Waltz.
That's hard to believe that's been that long.
It's like 3 years ago or something.
What?
But the thing with Christoph Waltz in that movie was he was more of like a mustache twirling villain as opposed to just someone that was like trying to exploit his wife to basically get rich off of her success. And the main part of like why I didn't care for that movie is because I thought that like he was like so over the top villainous in the movie.
So you didn't like Big Eyes?
It's okay, but a big part of why I like what doesn't put it over the top for me was like I just thought there was no subtlety to his character. It was like, you'd expect him to be like tying Amy Adams to a railroad track somewhere later on in the film.
Okay. Okay. Jumping back into some Swan facts. Eli Roth put on 35 pounds of muscle to play Donnie Darwitz.
Yeah, he looked pretty...
Yeah, he was jacked around that time.
Can I just say that I don't like Eli Roth as a writer or a director? But even in Death Proof, but especially in Inglourious Basterds, I really liked this character. I really liked him.
Yeah, so you think he flourishes as a supporting actor rather
Yeah.
than a writer-director.
Yeah.
I could see that, but I feel like he writes and directs for a niche kind of group, and it's not going to be for everybody, you know. I don't know. I like his stuff. I can see some of his holes and things that he needs to kind of